Welcome everyone to another episode of the Doc Adventures with Zenfully Aware Performance Coaching, and I'm going to do a small practice today to kind of light our fire. So it won't be quite as intense, but I really want to focus on the element of fire and how that manifests within ourselves. I'd also like to focus on the use of some props. We'll use these very minutely throughout the practice, as well as, as our fire and as the element of fire, it creates a passion. It allows our creativity, and it really motivates us. So we want to use that fire, we want to stoke that fire, we want to breathe life into that fire because it feeds on our oxygen, it feeds out on our breath. And when we do that, we're able to maintain that fire. So if you can imagine that if we pour an accelerant on it, if we're go, 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 then we're either going to get burned. We might have a little something that burns us, or we might get burnt out. So we really have to be careful to just gently stoke the fire, add what is needed at what time, so that the fire continues in and gives us that light that we need, gives us that motivation to move forward, and really keeps our passion burning versus burning us out or us getting burned. We have to kind of navigate through that that path. And so with this practice, we're going to use some of that, use the breath. We're going to draw deep into our soul to stoke that fire. So I hope you enjoy this practice, and I look forward to hearing any comments, any feedback, anything else that you would enjoy here or seeing from me, anything else that you would need for your practice. So we are going to start on our backs this morning. Again, and if you don't have blocks, don't worry. You can use books. You can use just different things that will give you a support. The blocks are only supposed to be used as a support, not necessarily a full weighted body weight pressed onto them. So, and if you don't have the blocks, don't worry. They are, again, just used as a prop, used as support. We can move on from that and figure out different modifications for those. Like I said, a book is a good, a nice thick book. Or I've even used rolled up mats or rolled up towels or blankets in place of the blocks. So we're going to gently come onto our backs. We're going to start on our backs. I'm going to come this way just so you can see. Press through the palms. The heels are going to be about hip width apart. We're going to bring our gaze to the sky or the ceiling. Draw the shoulder blades onto the mat and gently press through the heels. Lift the hips on the inhale. Keep the gaze at the sky. Exhale, release. Inhale, draw up. And exhale, release. Bring the bottoms of the feet together and allow the knees to fall in opposite directions. We'll bring those hands by or onto the inner thighs and just give a nice little leverage so the knees can find their way towards the mat. We're opening the hips, still just gently starting. We're not going to press down forcefully. We're just going to gently allow the weight of our hand to bring the knees to the mat. Take a couple breaths throughout this. Really find some space. Notice the space that you're creating in the hips. And gently bring the hands to the outsides of the thigh. Draw the knees together. Bring the knees into the chest and press the heels all the way to the sky. Keep the hands at the outer thighs. Bring the legs out and gently bring the feet together. Keep the knees bent. Draw the feet towards the ground. And again, just a nice gentle leverage with. And you can bring the heels close to the glutes, or you can gently bring them away from the tush, whatever you're comfortable with. Take the hands to the outsides, bring the knees together, draw the knees into the chest, and gently roll into a seated position. I'll turn back around to face the front. Coming into our nice comfortable seat, draw the head towards the sky, the shoulders down the back, or the shoulder blades down the back. Bring the chin in line with the chest, and again, allow the knees to gently draw towards the mat. Here's where we can use our blocks if we're feeling it. If the knees are kind of coming up and we're really kind of contracting and tight, we can bring the blocks underneath the knees, or the towels or the books. Bring them underneath the knees as support. You can use them at different heights, just giving that extra support so that you don't have to hold and contract the body. So finding our comfortable seat, chin is back. Again, we're focusing on the breath. So just kind of focus on the sounds around you. Bring the breath in deep. Open the mouth, exhale audibly. Breath draws deep. As we draw deep, we lengthen the spine. Belly comes out. Exhale, release. Open the mouth, nice and audible. One more time, deep into the lungs. Again, it's not the volume of breath. We don't want to take a full, like a volume of air in. It's more of a gentle, deep breath, drawing the breath into the body. Exhale audibly, open the mouth, and hold at the bottom of the breath. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Inhale normal. Exhale through the nose. Again, centering, focusing on the breath and focusing on the slight sound. So not necessarily a distraction. You hear a beeping, it's not zoning in on that beeping, or it's not zoning in on that as a distraction. It's more of just being comfortable with what is happening around you and knowing that there's always going to be some distraction. So how do we center through the breath and fully release that distraction? Exhale. Gently release the legs out to the front, sweep them to the side, and gently find our tabletop position. Knees right underneath the hips, shoulders above the wrist, the spine nice and long. We're going to bring the belly in slightly, not sucking it in, but just really engaging the core so that we're wrapping the core around and using that as nice stability and firmness for the spine. Plant through the right hand. And so I'm mirroring, or I'm facing you. So I'm going to be kind of doing it backwards. So this is my left hand, but I'm using it as my right, because if you're facing me, you'll be doing your right. So gently, we're going to ground through that right hand and take the left hand high. Thread the left hand through on the exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, rise. And exhale, release. This time we're going to bring the cheek all the way towards the mat. Allow the cheek to lay on the mat and walk the right hand out. Press the finger pads and the thumb pad into the ground, lifting as if we're shooting spider webs out of our palm. And slowly walking back, pressing that right hand in, lift, and draw the left hand high. Lower the left hand down, plant through that left hand. As we inhale, the right hand lifts. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, rise. And just notice your range of motion. Exhale, coming through. Inhale, rise. Exhale. Draw the cheek down towards the mat. Press the fingertips out towards the left side and tiptoe that left hand out. Once more, press the fingertips and the finger pads, the finger pads and the thumb pads through the ground. And just notice how that changes the whole versus having it down and having it lifted. Walk the left hand back. Plant through. Inhale, rise. And exhale all the way down. Curl the toes under. Prepare for our first down dog. Lift the knees just slightly. Press the chest back towards the thighs and gently lengthen out. Bend the knees just a tad. Reach the hips up high. And slowly walk the hands back towards the feet. Bring the top of the head towards the mat. Palms come to the back of the calves. Release the hands. Inhale, rise. Soften the shoulders. We're standing firm. We're feeling ourself grounding. Exhale, release down. Swan dive to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower. Walk the hands out. Find our down dog. Get a little stretch. Again, bend the knees slightly. Keep the hips high. And slowly lengthen out into our plank. Lift the right leg. This is a good core move. So we're going to shift the hips back. Keeping the right leg lifted. Walk the hands towards the back of the mat. Keep that right foot lifted, not the right hand. And slowly release the right foot behind the left. So we have outer edge to outer edge. Gently draw the nose close to the knee. And slowly lift the right leg back to the sky. Walk the hands out. Gently shift the hips forward, shoulders over the wrists, and lower down. Take those hips high. Bend the knees just slightly. Again, opening those hamstrings. And slowly glide forward. Breathing throughout all of our motion. Lift the left leg. Shift the hips high. The chest is going to draw back. Walk the hands back towards the right foot. Keep that left foot lifted as we gently bring the left leg behind the back, or behind the right leg. Again, we're going to keep outer edge to outer edge and draw forward into our fold. Slowly release the left leg, square the hips, begin to walk out. Gently glide forward and lower the left foot down. Find our flow or chaturanga. So we're going to keep the elbows in. You can bring the knees down or come from a full plank. So if the knees are down, we're going to gently lower the chest and chin, coming all the way to the mat. Take the tops of the toes to the mat. Bring the hands to chest height. Inhale into our cobra. We can even take the gaze to the sky or the ceiling. Exhale, release. Curl the toes under and lift. Take the hips high and slowly bring the right foot between the hands. So gently draw the knee forward, bring the right foot between the hands, lower the left knee down. Take the left tops of the toes to the mat, and we'll bring our blocks over. So we can keep the blocks on low, on medium, or on high, whichever you prefer. We're using them as support, but we're going to walk back. So we're going to plant through that left knee, gently walk the blocks towards the left knee as we reach those right toes to the sky. So here again, we want to use the blocks as support. And really get a nice opening on that right leg. Slowly glide forward. Walk the blocks back. Take them out to the side. Curl the left toes under and slowly rotate the left heel down. Lift into our warrior one. Beautiful. Lengthen out through the front leg, that right leg. Begin to hinge at the waist, fold forward. Bring the hands to the knees and gently walk the fingers down. Draw the nose towards the knee. Again, we're lengthening. We're going to draw that right hip back, left hip forward slightly. Pressing through the outer edge of that left foot. And gently walk the hands back to the knee. Inhale, rise. Gently bend into that right knee. Track it over the ankle. Exhale, nice and long. Rotate the left heel up as we sweep the right leg back. Square the hips. Float the right foot to the mat. And take a little pedal out. Slowly bring the left foot between the hands. Knee comes into the chest. Plant the foot between the hands. Draw the right knee down to the mat. Again, grab our blocks. Find that nice support, that nice height. Begin to walk them back towards the right knee. Need to be a little more centered on my mat. My blocks are half on and half off. And gently be mindful of the right knee, lengthening out so we can go as deep. We can kind of sit back on that heel, using those as support. If we're not feeling that to sit on the heel, you can use the blocks to hold your weight up. If you notice, I can lift that right knee, engage the core, and gently draw forward. Walk the blocks back. Gently bringing them to the outside. Curl the right toes under, lift the right knee as we rotate the right heel down. Keep that left knee bent. Warrior one. Just notice where the body's opening. Gently lengthen out through the left leg. Exhale down to the knee and walk the fingertips down. So all the while we're feeling that passion, and we're feeling our creativity begin to kind of boil to the surface. Very mindfully walk the hands back up to the knee, bend into the front knee as we lift. Exhale all the way down. Rotate the right heel up as we sweep the left leg back and float the left foot to the mat. Take a little pedal out. Draw the knees to the mat for a reconnective breath. Full deep inhale. Exhale anything that's not serving us. Full breath in. Again, exhale anything that is not serving. Next inhale, draw forward, make our way into down dog. Slowly walk the hands back towards the feet. And notice the difference between hopping forward and walking the hands back. Inhale, rise. Mountain. We're standing firm. And exhale, release. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower down. Take the right leg into the sky. So we're pressing through that left foot, drawing to the ankle, to the knee, to the hip. Reach the right leg back. So we're going to try and square that right leg. Gently walk the hands towards the top of the mat. Shift the hips back, three-leg dog. Bend the knee, draw the knee close, plant the foot in between the hands. Inhale, rise to our crescent lunge, and gently exhale to the opposite side. So we're rotating the torso to the right side, pressing back with that left heel. Gently bring the right hand behind the back, left hand comes up. Left hand draws down towards the mat, plants in as we reach the right hand high. Right hand draws low. We're slowly reaching that right leg high as we walk the hands towards the left foot. Again, we're going to bring that right leg behind the left, outer edge to outer edge. And slowly release. Release forward into our fold. And gently draw the leg out. Bring the legs together. Inhale, rise. Bring the feet hip width apart. And exhale all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower down. Lengthen out through. So we're going to lift that left leg, pressing it back. Slowly walk the hands out to the top of the mat. Take that left leg high. Gently draw the knee in. Plant the left foot between the hands. Inhale, rise. And slowly take a nice little rotation to the left side. Both hands pointed in opposite directions. Left hand comes behind the back. Right hand reaches long. Press the palm towards the back of the mat. Press back with that left heel. Slowly begin to lean forward. Hinge at the waist. We're drawing that right hand low as we bring the left fingertips high. Left hand comes to frame the foot as we sweep the left leg long. Keep that left leg lifted. Gently walk the hands back towards the right leg. And slowly draw the right leg behind, the left leg behind the right. Again, draw the nose close to the knee. And very gently release the legs. Bring the feet side to side into our forward fold. Inhale, rise. And exhale, release. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower down. Walk the hands out to the top of the mat. 2 breaths in down dog. Find our stillness. Again, taking in what's around us. And really releasing any of the chaos, any distractions. Slowly draw the knees close and down to the mat. Beautiful. Bring the right foot, or extend the right leg all the way back. Draw the knee forward. Plant the foot in between the hands. Find our block. We're going to come onto our medium height. Use that block as gentle leverage. So kind of just a little support. Rotate the torso and lift. Nice and high. Slowly take our right hand down. Remove the block. Bring both hands to frame the foot as we sweep the right leg back. Right heel comes close to the glute. We take out the knee and take a nice little circle. First one way and then the other. Lengthen out through the leg and bring the knee down to the mat. Extend the left leg out. Left knee comes into the chest. The left foot comes between the hands. Again, we're going to take that block, medium height, place it under the right hand. Use it as gentle support as we reach the left hand long. So here we just get to notice if we're kind of leaning forward, if we're leaning back, if we're reaching the arm long. That might feel okay, but we really want to keep everything tracking. And not to say every body is different. We just want to make sure that we're not over stretching, that we're really getting the benefits out of what we're doing. Reach the left hand low, frame the foot, take the block out, gently draw that left leg back. And slowly bring the heel close to the glute. Make sure the shoulders are over the wrists. Fingers are nice and wide. Take that knee out to the side, heels close to the glute, and gently circle one way and then the other. And gently extend the leg out, square the hips, float the knee down to the mat. Shift the hips back towards the heels. Keep the knees in a narrow stance. If you're not feeling the narrow stance, you can bring them to the wide stance. Gently draw the forehead down towards the mat as we bring the hands behind and grasping the heels of our feet. Press the forehead into the mat. Engage the biceps. Draw the elbows towards the outer edges of the mat and gently begin to lift the hips. slowly take us down. Release the hands out to the side, walking them out to the front of the mat. Slowly glide forward. Inhale. Sweep the feet to the side and gently sweep the legs around. Bring the bottoms of the feet together. Again, if you're feeling the knees kind of rising, you can always bring the blocks underneath for support. If you want a little more opening, you can draw the heels close. If you're not feeling that, you can draw the heels a little bit out towards the top of the mat. Wrap the hands around the outer edges of the feet. Keep the chest nice and lifted. And almost as if you're going to scoot yourself back onto the mat, gently draw the chest forward as you're kind of scooching the hips back, or imagining you're scooching the hips back and not really. Gently lower down. And very slowly begin to release. Begin to draw the torso back to center. Release the hands. Use the hands as support for the knees. Scooch forward just slightly. And I'm going to turn again just to come to the side. We're going to lay down. Keep the knees bent. Press the palms into the mat. Bring the heels, if you'd like, you can bring the heels close enough to touch your middle finger. So the heels are close to the glute, the shoulders are drawn down, middle fingers might touch the heels. On the inhale, keep the gaze to the sky. Don't look right or left. Keep all the way to the sky. Gently lift through the hips. Press the palms in. Activate. Exhale, release. One more time. Lift through. This time we're going to kind of draw the shoulder blades in, walk the shoulder blades in, holding there, but then reach the hands up or back. Keep those hips lifted. As we exhale, draw the hands down, draw the hips low, bring both knees into the chest, and slowly bring the heels to the sky. Bring the hands to the outer edges of the thighs, or if you don't need the hands, you can always keep the hands on the mat. Lengthen or keep the legs long and release into a wide stance. Draw the lower abs into the mat. So you're pressing the lower abs in so that we're not kind of leaning forward. We want to keep that nice alignment. Keep the knees towards the outer edge. Bend the knees and bring the bottoms of the feet together. Lower the outer edges of the feet to the mat. Bring the hands to the inside. Again, just allow that weight of the hands. Draw the breath deep, focusing only on the breath. And slowly bring the hands to the outside. We're gently going to draw the knees together. Bring them into the chest once more. Nice big hug. And press them out. So we're going to keep the hands on the ground. If you have any lower back issues, you can bring the hands underneath the hips. If you don't, again, press the lower abs into the mat so that that little space in the lower back, we're kind of pressing that into the mat, using our core, not our back, to lower the legs down. Bring the hands out to the hips or down to the hips. Allow the toes to fall in opposite directions. Begin to take inventory as you let go of all muscle contraction. Working down the body from the top of the head to the very tips of the toes. We slowly begin to melt into whatever space we are in. And try and at least take 60 seconds. Eventually we'll work up to a longer amount of time, but at least take 60 seconds of Shavasana. It's our most important to really let go, really give the body thanks and be grateful for the movement the body gave us. And let go of anything that is a distraction. Feel that fire. Notice that the coals are still simmering, or the wood is still have that red glow. The heat is still there. We're just taking a little moment to reset. After at least 60 seconds, begin to slowly awaken the body. Take the gaze side to side, right to left. Start in the fingers and the wrists, the toes, and the ankles. Bend the knees and the elbows. Working up the hips and the shoulders, just kind of lifting the shoulders off the mat. Allow anything heavy on the heart or the belly to release. Reach the fingertips above the head. Bring the knees into the chest. Wrapping the arms around. Take a nice little circle. First one way, and then the other, and gently rock into a seated position. Remember, our fire the fire element. It builds and creates our motivation, our passion. It draws on our creativity. In these times, we can use our breath to stoke that fire and really take and build that foundation so that we can step solidly and move forward. I hope you enjoyed the class. I look forward again to any feedback or comments that you have. Please let me know if you're looking for what different classes you're looking for, and I look forward to seeing you in the next class. Namaste.